And for him saying, well, it seems like was
Yeah,
it
that
Joe Biden? When Joe
he,
Biden told you how you should vote, seems to me that that should have been your ninja wake up call.
that was
And
the
the
put on him. Yeah. The second topic of today will be Candace Owens. Of course, we have heard about Candace Owens much more lately. I mean, she's been in and out of the media, in on the limelight, quite continuously in the limelight lately. Um, so
yeah,
before we start, RJ,
yeah. So she's been in the limelight definitely a lot, and in a positive way as well. But before we dive into that, remember, guys, to rate the show by pressing the like button, share the video with your friends, your family, and your enemies. Like the video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you stay up to date. Candace Owens, I remember KR the first time. I think she was a liberal first, and I liked her. I didn't, at least I found her annoying, and then, but it's not because she was a liberal. I just found her annoying.
yeah,
But when she switched, I thought that she was making more sense. But during that time, the funny thing is, I was more liberal minded by back then. So I don't know if it was the topics that she was talking about, but she's getting more and more credibility, or at least earning credibility in black media's eyes. So we can definitely talk about that.
so yeah, so basically, she visited the Joe Biden network, and we're gonna take a look at a short part where she's talking about the her the interest of black media in Candace Owens these days. So let's share my screen. Let me share this here. Fair use, by the way. Joe, don't hit us with the copyright too hard. Can you guys hear it?
Okay.
It might have been the root who did it.
Yeah.
And people accepted that as something that I said, and I never said it once in the whole speech.
When I saw you reply to my invite, I was very excited.
Thank
I
you.
was very excited about that. But you said that black media never invite you anywhere. It's almost like they're afraid of you. Or they preface it with, I don't agree with her politics.
You did that.
You fucking right, I did that. Are you shitting me? So when I saw you say that, I was like, I wonder why she's confused about that.
Well, first off, it's very confusing when you're so accessible, right? Reach out. If you believe that I think this and I'm this and I'm that, why don't you reach out and have me on your show? You clearly like talking about me. There's enough headlines about me that you're covering everything that I say minute to minute out of context. So the signal that it sends to me, if you're covering me all the time, but you won't speak to me, is that you're actually just trying to control minds. You're trying to create a narrative about Candace Owens. You're not interested in actually finding the truth out about what Candace Owens actually believes, right? So I think it's just, I find it to be odd that you wouldn't want to invite somebody onto your show that you spend so much time speaking about. Any person I talk on my show, I'd love to have on my show. Like if any person hit me up, Ariana Grande, right? And was like, hey, I saw you something being a hoe. I'd be
She's
like,
not going
yes. Absolutely. I would like to talk about your hoe antics. I would have her on the show, right? I'm not trying to delude people into believing something about Ariana Grande. If she wants to clear the air, reach out, say this isn't true, fine. I'm not here to smear or to libel anybody. So that drives me absolutely insane. The second thing is, even when they agree with me, they can't agree with me because and I think that's part of the programming is that the media has made you believe so much about me that isn't true. That even when you agree with me, you have to like say this weird thing. I don't agree with about. I'm like, what is it about my politics specifically that you don't agree with? That's what I want to know specifically.
Well, before we get into you, right? My intro to you was Kanye.
And it will never be that. Hold on, Peter, but no one will ever be able to actually answer their differences with Candace. I've never seen her debate someone on the actual topic at hand. Anyone who disagrees with Candace attacks Candace, the person, versus attacks Candace's message or stance on things. Every time.
But to be honest, it's not only Candace that has that. I mean,
100%. You're right. Yeah.
as soon as you're not righter than the no, I want to say lefter than the communists, but okay. As soon as you're not into the programming, like you said, you're gonna get attacked.
Yeah.
But the beauty, I think, is
a great example.
Who is
Larry Elder?
I was just about to say that.
We went to what's the Charlamagne show again? Breakfast. It looked. I was like, what are these people talking about? But
the thing is that people like Larry Elder, Dan Shapiro, Candace Owens, these are people that know what they're talking about, whether you agree with them or not. And the rest are people that follow them, but actually they don't have the extensive knowledge that these people have. So what happens is that when you invite Larry Elder on your show and you attack him from all sides with questions that are seemingly guilt tripping or making him, Kevin Samuels used to call it the sign language, right? Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. So it's like
Nice.
from all sides. And he's answering you with the facts. And then for Charlamagne to end the show with, do you know what the ninja wake up card is?
Right.
And for him saying, well, it seems like was
Yeah,
it
that-
Joe Biden? When Joe Biden told you how you should vote, seems to me that should have been your ninja wake up call.
That was
And
the put it on him. Yeah.
It's an amazing moment.
And what you could see on YouTube were the headlines. It's
Yeah.
Usually it would be, they would have changed it. So in the past, I believe the headline would have been Larry Elder triggered by whatever. But
Mhm.
a lot of the comments, the captions were Larry Elder destroys Charlamagne, discusses systemic racism. So it does seem like I'm seeing obliterates here in all caps. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, people are starting to open their eyes. You don't just because someone is from a party, from your party, the party that you affiliate with, doesn't mean that you need to agree with everything. It's okay to say, I don't agree with this, but I'm still, right.
And I'll even do that in real time. So a guy like Larry Elder and probably Candace Owens, big message is single parent households and the effect that it has on the next generation. As much as I believe starting out, I agree with the notion or the idea that it's better to have two parents in a house. I absolutely believe you start with marriage when it comes to the picture with kids. At the same time, I am a product, if you will, of a single parent household. My parents were married, but I was raised mostly by my mother. And I deem myself, and I think by statistics, am at a higher chart, whatever data point you want to discuss. It's not a pat on my back. I just want to say that while you might say I'm the exception, it's more so of, okay, well, that's the truth, right? Like, it's not just because you have two parents, you're going to be successful. It's do this, this, and this, and you'll be successful. Pay attention, work hard, have a plan, execute on it, try, which I vividly remember was one of Candace's messages or backfires to, Trump. When she was on the Breakfast Club, they said, Trump's business has failed. And it's like, okay, and he tried. That's one of those liberal left type of, Trump has all these failed businesses. How many businesses do you have? What is your life example to the actual conversation rather than you just trying to point a finger and what have you? So that's where I can be on the same side politically, even though I don't even think of myself as right anymore. Even like in my world, literally, I was the first person that wanted Trump to win in 2016. There wasn't anyone that showed me that this was that's how I know. And was the beginning of, hey, like, I can think. Like, I don't know. It's like it was a real moment where I was just like, I don't need you to tell me that this is the guy. This is the guy. And then then there was the backlash of pointing the finger at the other side. But my point is, I can disagree with Larry Elder in that, and I could actually have a conversation that's backed by my life story as to just because you have two parents in a household doesn't mean that you are going to create a loving or setting that is nutritious for whatever development, period. So you're going to have to go deeper than that. But what I won't do is call him a coon and say that the white man is controlling, and that's the point that the left can there's a way where you can probably prove your point and bring the culture forward, but what you end up doing is just attacking the Candace Owens, and it's like, we're done with that.